Nanny and Grandad were very excited. They had decided to go out for the day and take a picnic. Nanny started making the picnic. She had ham sandwiches, chocolate biscuits, and a little bit of Pimm's to keep them happy. Nanny packed up the picnic basket with everything they needed and told Grandad to go and get ready while she finished doing it. Grandad went and put on his coat. He had a bit of trouble doing it up, but eventually he was ready. "Hurry up," shouted Grandad to Nanny. "I'm really excited. I want to go now." Nanny asked, "Where are we going?" as she put her coat on. "What about Bush Hill Wildlife Park?" asked Grandad. "Great," said Nanny. "That's a lovely idea. Let's get the picnic sorted and then we can go straight away." They arrived at the wildlife park. They were really excited. They hadn't seen animals for ages and ages. Then suddenly, Grandad decided that he'd left his camera in the car. So off he went back to the car park to get his camera. Nanny waited for him. Waited and waited. Where was he? Perhaps he got lost. Nanny looked at her watch. He had been gone for 10 minutes now. Where was he up to? "I know, I think I'll go and ask somebody." Then she spotted Mr. Horse. "Mr. Horse, have you seen Grandad? He's in a bright blue coat." "No," said Mr. Horse, "I haven't. But you could go over there and ask Mr. Frog." Nanny left Mr. Horse and went to find Mr. Frog. "Ribbit, ribbit," said Mr. Frog. "I don't know where he is." "Oh no," said Nanny. "What am I going to do? I can't find him anywhere." She went off and thought she'd ask someone else. She found Mr. Pigeon. Mr. Pigeon, "Coo, coo, I haven't seen him either. Why don't you go over there and see if you can find anyone else?" Nanny was sad. She sat on the bench when suddenly she heard a whisper behind her. "Hello." "Hello," said Nanny. "It was a unicorn." "Hello, Mr. Unicorn. I've lost my Grandad. Do you know where he is?" "I'm sorry," said Mr. Unicorn. "I haven't seen him at all. It's been very quiet round here." Nanny wandered around to see if she could ask anyone else. Then she spied Mr. Duck. Mr. Duck must have seen him. Somebody must have seen him by now. Nanny asked Mr. Duck, "Quack, quack, quack. I don't know where he is." Nanny was getting cross and upset. Where had he gone? What was he doing? Perhaps he couldn't find his camera anywhere and decided to go home instead. But he wouldn't do that, thought Nanny. So Nanny decided to have a good look round herself. The animals hadn't been particularly helpful. Then she spied Mr. Monkey. He was just sitting on a bench, having a nice time. Monkeys are quite clever, thought Nanny. Although this monkey did look a bit dopey, he was sat there picking his nose and scratching his head, scratching under his arms. Nanny went up to him. "Have you seen Grandad?" she said. "He's got a blue coat on." "Yes, I have," said Mr. Monkey. "He went that way." Nanny was relieved. At long last, somebody had seen him. She'd been quite worried about him, especially as she'd left her picnic basket somewhere and she couldn't remember where that was as well. So she headed towards the main entrance. Where could he be, she thought. I wonder where he's gone. I bet he's gone for a cup of coffee, thought Nanny. She came into the cafe and there he was. What was he doing? He was having a knickerbocker glory without Nanny, and he was with his friends. They were all having a cup of tea. Grandad said to Nanny, "Would you like a knickerbocker glory?" "Yes, please," said Nanny. "I'd love a knickerbocker glory." "I can't say it." "Oh," Grandad said, "well, if you can't say it, you can't have one." But that's a story for another day.